Carne Asada tacos, the holy grail. So to start out, you have to get 3 guajillo chiles, and what you need to do is make sure that you can use them as drumsticks, or maracas, as the case may be, since they have seeds inside. Speaking of those seeds, you have to cut off the stem and get those seeds out. You can use your fingers, you can use scissors, but the point is to remove the little veins in the seeds. And then you're going to get about, a couple tablespoons of oil in a pan, heat it up on medium-high, and when you see your chiles dropped in, sputtering just like this all beautifully, you're going to wait until the internal color goes from that dark to this beautiful light red. And then once that's done toasting, takes about a couple of seconds, you are going to drop some garlic on the floor and into the oil. And here comes flavor cam. Oh yeah. So add all of those chiles into some hot water. And don't throw out this oil because that stuff is liquid gold. It's infused with chile and garlic flavor. So you're adding in now a teaspoon of thyme, a small handful of cilantro, stems and all. Oh yeah. Gonna put in some black pepper, about 1 teaspoon, tablespoon of salt, chipotle al gusto. I also added some ancho in the background, about a tablespoon of each works. Teaspoon of allspice, and don't be afraid of this. There are no crabs in this. It can't hurt you. Vietnamese fish sauce. It adds pure umami. So we're doing 2 tablespoons each of this and soy sauce. You can definitely try not to make a mess. I did a bad job. 2 tablespoons brown sugar, 1 tablespoon cumin. I love cumin. Then about a teaspoon of coriander. We'll finish this up. Juggle your lime a little bit, and cut it in half and zest it. Doop. And then throw the juice in there as well. Then find and balance your chi with 2 clementines, and then juice the clementines right into the blender jar. Beautiful. And after adding a bit of this oil, about 2 tablespoons, go ahead and put it on the blender. Jing! Cover it up. And to infuse it with the spirit of rhythm and beautiful music, you got to drum on that blender. Remove and observe the bubbly goodness. Oh yeah. So the next step is to throw this back on the stove and let it reduce a little bit. You're going to simmer just for about 10 to 15 minutes to get the perfect texture for your marinade. Next step, get yourself some skirt steak. You can also use flank steak or really any other steak. This marinade can go on dang near any meat. Even mushrooms, which are not meat. Get yourself a bowl. And as you can see, it's still pretty hot, so you're going to want to cool that off. See you later. Spread a thin layer on the bottom of a baking tray and make sure that you can use your flank steak as a flipper if need be. You just want to get each side of every little bit of the flank steak or whatever you're using covered in that marinade because it is delicious. See you later. So you're going to have a lot left over. I'm making Pollo Asado as well. That's good stuff. Make sure you give it a good massage. Oh yeah. And while you're waiting, salsar. And then put a bunch of oil onto a nice flat surface and sizzle away. After about 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, depending on your preferred doneness, give it some flips. Beautiful. So you're just looking for a nice charred texture. No, not Swiss chard. And I'm also adding a couple of green onions here because I love them with carne asada. Oh yeah. Beautiful. So next step, do the same exact thing with the pollo, the chicken that you were marinating. Sweet, glorious char. Are you enjoying this, cameraman? Good. Me too. So take it off after the chicken reaches 165 or so internally. You're going to let all of this rest for a while. Meanwhile, worship the puff. Give it a pat. Doot. And on the same pan, you can go ahead and reheat some of that carne asada because it took you a little while to make those tortillas. Beautiful. So while you're waiting, you're blending that salsa, you're preparing your tortillas. Please be patient. I promise it'll be delicious. So I chopped up some of those green onions, and now I'm going to start making my tacos. So once you get yourself nicely situated, you can top with guacamole. You can put salsa verde. Anything you want, really. I added cotija as well because it's just a beautiful thing. So if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. I will be posting regularly. Thank you for joining me again on Sam Goes and Eats.